chance to prove myself.
What's up, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood NB Flash for Evo Gaming. I'm just coming to you because I had the opportunity to catch an early screening of this new Spider-Man movie. And I just kind of want to do a quick little review of it and tell you kind of what I think. I think I said review a little weird, but we're going to go with it. So it was this Wednesday, and I was able to see it. They said the 156th in line. But I got bumped up to about the 19th number for some reason. So I was 19th for that night to see it. It was fantastic, in my opinion. But, you know, it's not without its faults. It's not an Oscar-worthy movie, but it's definitely not the worst movie I've ever seen. It has some great scenes and a lot of great cameos and Easter eggs. There's 2 post-credit scenes, which I thought was pretty cool. And you're not going to want to miss it, especially the last one. The last one is probably the best Easter egg I've ever seen. First off, about the movie, without going into too much detail, this is going to be like a spoiler-free as best I can. The way they did his abilities was fantastic. I thought him, like, the way he learned to use his abilities was very cool in the sense that, you know, you saw Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire learn that they had the powers, and they for some reason were able to use it after a quick montage and just be like an expert at their powers. This, they didn't necessarily do that. It was him learning as you learned what powers he's had. The characters in the movie were really well done. His best friend was like kind of like the funny sidekick character. It's going to come up, and I'm going to let you know now. He was known as the man in the chair, and if you know that, you know, there's if you're an Arrow fan, there's Felicity, there's the Batman one, it's Barbara Gordon, and it's just a couple of different people are the man in the chair for their set superhero. He ended up being it, which I thought was cool. There's a few throw forward moments, like kind of introducing new characters for future installments, and also kind of new ideas for what could happen down the line in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as well as for new Spider-Man movies. Like, we've already heard all about the Venom movie and how that's going to intertwine with the Marvel movies, and we all know Kevin Feige was not happy with that. But there were a few off moments for me. The main one being his suit was really high-tech. And if you know Peter Parker at all, or any of the other movies or comic books, you know that he has a few gadgets here and there. It's primarily his abilities and his ingenuity on how to use his abilities to fight crime. This one, it was kind of like, you know, the 16, 15-year-old kid getting these abilities. Tony Stark built the costume, so you know it's going to be very, 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 very future-proof. It was just kind of cool. There was a few cool, funny moments, you know, kind of regarding that and explaining why the suit is the way it is and how come it has so many different things with it. They did that well. It's just, it was a little off-putting based on the character. And I understand, you know, it has to fit with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that's cool and all. It did not take away from the movie. It just, as a personal Spider-Man fan, it took away a little bit as I watched it, but then it immediately brought me back with the explanation of why they have those abilities and stuff like that. One cool thing that I definitely didn't see coming was the classic, what if there were no buildings for Spider-Man to swing from? The way they answered that was very comical and action-packed, and it was kind of a mid-80s kind of movie, little Easter egg kind of thing. It was really cool, and I enjoyed that part so much. This is the hardest thing to explain to you a movie that I've seen and no one has yet without telling you anything about it. But let me tell you, this is one of the greatest Spider-Man movies I've ever seen. The best for me is always going to be Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. But this one is number 2 for me. This is the second best Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. Tom Holland plays a fantastic Spider-Man and a fantastic Peter Parker with a little snarky attitude, as well as playing sort of the meek little teenager. It's really, really good. I know this is kind of a biased opinion based on my love of comic books and love of Spider-Man, but I'm letting you know right now, I tried to take myself out of the movie just to see it on like a normal moviegoer standpoint, and I have to tell you, the film was a blast, and I give it 4 crying Toby memes out of 5. It was fun, it was down to earth, and it was essentially about a kid growing up and becoming the man he's supposed to be. It just was a very good movie in my opinion. And if you all are very interested in seeing the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this is definitely a step. It doesn't take away from anything that's going on, and it also doesn't, it's kind of set in its own universe inside it, so that they can have their own movies as well as being a part of it. Tony Stark's in it, a couple of different people. I'm not going to give away anyone, but Tony Stark is definitely in it. You've seen him from the commercials. But overall, I give it a 4 out of 5. So hopefully down the line, I'll be able to catch a couple more early releases of movies and screenings, and I'll be able to review them for Evo Gaming. So this is going to be one of the first places you're going to be able to see it. I didn't sign anything for this. I'm able to talk about it, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. So if you want to check out more, you definitely need to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. I stream on Twitch personally on every Thursday. This Thursday was a little different. I wasn't able to because I was writing up this review for it. But follow us on Twitch, YouTube. YouTube definitely, because this is where it's going to most likely be released. And most likely down the line, this is where I'm going to be releasing more reviews. So that's it, really. It's a fantastic movie, and I definitely suggest you go out and see it when it comes out. I'm going to see it again. So for Evo Gaming, this is Nick, or NB Flash, and with great power comes great responsibility. Thank you. I hope you all have a good night.